Hi, this is Tita Hart, and welcome to Heart and Life Home Check, Episode 4. Today, we're visiting another creative home here in Heartopia. Quick disclaimer, this series is just for fun and to appreciate the creativity of Heartopia players. My feedback is based on theme, design, and overall vibe. Right now, I'm here at the bookstall on Residential Street, and we're about to head to today's featured home. Alright, let's head over there. I always enjoy these home visits because every Heartopian has their own style. Some homes are cozy, some are elegant, and sometimes we discover really creative designs. Let's see what today's house has in store for us. And here we are. Today's featured home is located at Lot 7, near the Onsen Mountain. It's actually a really nice location with a relaxing vibe. Before we go inside, let's take a look at the exterior of the house. Wow! At first glance, this home already gives a fantasy garden treehouse vibe. The layered structure with multiple balconies makes the house feel really grand and dynamic. I really like how the owner used pink flowering vines and greenery around the walls and railings. It adds a soft, magical look and makes the house feel like it's naturally part of the environment. Another detail I appreciate is the multi-level balcony design. It creates depth and makes the home look like a storybook treehouse mansion, which fits very well with the nature setting near Onsen Mountain. Overall, the exterior already shows a strong theme and thoughtful decoration. But before we finalize the exterior score, let's walk around the lot and check the other sides of the house. Alright, now we're walking over to the left side of the house to take a closer look at the exterior details. From this angle, you can really see how the house is designed around the tree structure, which makes it feel like a true treehouse-style home. The branches extending around the balconies give the design a very natural and magical look. I also like the fence and lantern setup along the edge of the property. The warm lantern lights combined with the flower beds and colorful plants create a very cozy garden atmosphere. Another nice touch is the layering of plants and decorations. The purple flowers in front, the greenery around the sides, and the vines climbing up the house help create depth, so the exterior doesn't feel flat. And of course, the large willow tree on this side adds a lot of character to the space. It helps frame the house nicely and makes this side of the lot feel very peaceful and relaxing. Alright, now we're at the back side of the property, and this angle reveals something really interesting about the design. From here, you can clearly see the treehouse structure supporting the home. The way the house is built around the large tree gives it a very creative nature-integrated design, almost like the house grew together with the environment. I also like the hanging willow branches above, which add a soft and relaxing atmosphere to this side of the lot. And here's another impressive part of the build. On the other side of the property, we can see a beautiful White Castle-style mansion, which is also part of the same plot. This creates a really interesting contrast in architecture. On one side, we have a nature-inspired treehouse, and on the other side, a royal fantasy castle design. Even though the styles are different, they still work together because both follow a fantasy theme, which keeps the overall design cohesive. Alright, now we're walking toward the right side of the property. From this side, we can see how much effort the owner put into the landscaping and outdoor environment. I also notice a dome-style structure tucked within the trees, which adds another interesting element to the property. And now, we're making our way back toward the front of the house. I also like the garden area near the entrance, where the flowers and lighting create a welcoming pathway leading up to the house. Before we go inside, let's take a look at this outdoor lounge area right by the entrance. This is actually a really nice touch. The blue sofa seating, umbrella shade, and small tables create a relaxing spot where visitors could sit and enjoy the surroundings. The string lights and hanging decorations above also help make the space feel cozy and lively, almost like a garden cafe tucked inside the trees. And looking around, the flowers and landscaping around the deck are beautifully arranged. The different colors and plant varieties make the garden feel vibrant and full of life. After walking around the entire lot, the exterior design feels very immersive and thoughtfully planned. Alright, the exterior already looks amazing. Now it's time to see if the interior design lives up to the same level of creativity. Alright, we're now entering the interior of the treehouse, and the first thing I notice is how the design continues the cozy fantasy garden theme from outside. Moving further inside, we have this cozy fireplace corner, and this is a really well-designed relaxation spot. The combination of pink flowers, greenery, and warm lighting around the fireplace creates a very comforting atmosphere. I also like the rocking chair placement here. It makes the space feel like a perfect spot to sit, relax, and enjoy the view. The wall art and hanging lights add extra visual interest without making the space feel cluttered, which shows good balance in decoration. And over here we have another cozy lounge or reading corner. The soft seating, curtains, and decorative items make the space feel very relaxing and personal. I also like that the windows still give a view of the outside garden, which helps maintain that indoor-outdoor connection that works so well with treehouse builds. Still no deductions so far. The design quality is very consistent. And before we head upstairs, let's take a look at this staircase gallery wall. This is a really creative use of space. Instead of leaving the wall empty, the owner added a mix of art frames, portraits, and decorative pieces. It adds personality to the house and makes the staircase feel like part of the experience instead of just a transition area. Now we're here in what looks like the bedroom area. I like how the warm wooden walls match the overall treehouse aesthetic, keeping the theme consistent with the rest of the house. The red curtains framing the bed create a nice focal point, and the glass structure outside the window helps bring in a lot of natural light. The photo gallery wall is also a nice touch. It adds personality and makes the room feel more lived in. Taking a closer look at the other side of the bedroom, I really like how the designer used vertical space with the cabinets and shelves above. It adds storage without making the room feel crowded. We also have a small laundry area. I like how the designer placed everything in a compact corner. The pink washer, cabinets, and stacked cushions make the space look cute while still feeling functional. Even though it's a small area, it's still decorated nicely and matches the cozy aesthetic of the house. Alright, we finished checking this part of the house. Let's continue exploring and see what other spaces this home has to offer. We arrive at this music corner. The red grand piano immediately stands out as the centerpiece of the space. I like how the wall behind it is decorated with vinyl records, which reinforces the music theme really nicely. The open balcony view beside the piano also makes the area feel very relaxing. It almost feels like a performance spot inside the treehouse. Next to the balcony, we also have a small study area. The pink desk, lamp, and stationery setup create a simple but functional workspace. It's nicely placed near the window so it still feels connected to the outdoor scenery. The decorations are minimal but still match the cozy aesthetic of the house. And now we move into the kitchen area, which continues the warm cottage-style theme. I really like the display shelves filled with plates and pastries. It gives the space a charming bakery-style atmosphere. The combination of wood cabinets, plants, and hanging cups makes the kitchen feel lively and well-used. One design detail I appreciate here is that the tree trunk is still visible through the ceiling, which reminds us that this is truly a treehouse build. Next, we have the cooking station area. I like how the designer placed the stoves on a slightly elevated platform, which helps separate the cooking space from the rest of the kitchen. It's a nice way to visually define the area. The matching stoves and cabinets keep the space balanced, and the curtains behind them make it feel like a cozy open-air kitchen. As we move through this part of the house, you can see how the walkways connect the different sections of the treehouse. One small thing I noticed here is that the ceiling in this passageway is a bit low while going upstairs. It's not a major issue, but raising the ceiling slightly could make the space feel a bit more open and comfortable. Now we arrive at the dining area, and this space looks very charming. The long dining table filled with pastries and tea sets gives it a cottage cafe vibe, which fits perfectly with the cozy theme of the house. The hanging lamps above also add a warm and welcoming atmosphere. And stepping outside onto the balcony dining area, the view here is absolutely beautiful. The flowers and vines around the balcony frame the scenery nicely, making it feel like a perfect spot for relaxing meals. And before we finish the tour, we also have this beautiful outdoor garden area. The flowers and landscaping here are very vibrant and well arranged, which ties everything together nicely with the fantasy garden theme. I like how it's neatly organized in rows, and the lighting decorations make the farm look very lively. It's a nice functional addition to the property. Now we're visiting the castle section of the property. The white architecture and soft purple accents give this area a very elegant, fantasy castle vibe. The balcony view overlooking the garden and water features looks very relaxing. Inside the castle, the crystal-like walls and bright interior create a very magical atmosphere, which fits well with the fantasy theme of the build. And up here on the upper balcony, the white trees and decorative railings make the area feel almost like a royal garden in the sky. This is definitely one of the most scenic spots on the property. Now we're here at the lower ground floor of the castle section. This space has a very different atmosphere compared to the treehouse. The golden wall details and classic furniture give the room a more elegant and royal feel. Over here, we also have a farm area filled with tomatoes. I like how it's neatly organized in rows, and the lighting decorations make the farm look very lively. It's a nice functional addition to the property. From this angle, you can really appreciate the scale of the treehouse structure. The platforms, bridges, and heart-shaped window details make the build feel very creative and unique. And before we finish, you might have noticed that cable car outside. Yes, the owner actually helped me get up there. But if you want a little thrill and adventure, you should visit this house yourself and try to figure out how to climb up to that cable car. Alright, after checking the treehouse, the castle, the interiors, the garden, and all the creative spaces, it's time for the final score. Starting from 100%, and with a small deduction earlier. This beautiful home gets a final score of 99%. The creativity, theme consistency, and overall atmosphere of this build are truly impressive. Great job to the owner for creating such a beautiful fantasy treehouse and castle combination here in Heartopia. This has been Tita Heart, and that's our Heart and Life Home Check, Episode 4. And yes, I watered her plants.